We greet you early this morning from New York City, the U.S. Tennis Center in Queens, New York. So great to be back here. And for those that were actually not working and just enjoying a bit of the tennis, there we go. Stanford Steve was deep, getting loose with the goose. Honey deuces. Let's rack him, bring him down, and get this party started. As we say hello and welcome, I'm Scott Van Pelt. It is wonderful to greet you here from New York City and the U.S. Open as our version of SportsCenter begins its second decade, and it's fitting, as I say, I am not tired yet, that we send our love to the Mississippi Mass Choir. They had to say so long to Mama Mosey Burks, who is the powerful voice behind the song that has led us off so often, and we send our love and appreciation, as always, to them and to you for being along with us. We got a great show lined up. Coco Gauff will join us here, the McEnroe brothers as well. Little appetizer version of Bad Beats. Stanford Steve is here. We got week one in college football. Let's dive into it and begin, as we do most nights or mornings, with the best thing I saw today. And given where we are and given the questions that surrounded this woman, U.S. Open champ Coco Gauff, let's say it's right here. 4-4 since winning the French Open, and that's Gavin MacMillan helping to try to get the serve sorted out. It has been a real issue for her lately, and in her very first service game, she loses it and is trailing against Aryna Sabalenka, who you might recall played against Serena on this very same court in Serena's final match. And Tomljanovic once again was up to the task as she's battling in this first serve, but so is Coco, although you see the drastic difference in speed, mostly just sort of trying to get things in, and she gets things sorted out, wins the first set 6-4. Second set, Tomljanovic near court, looks like she's got this point under control, but maybe the best backhand in the world, certainly one of them. There's Coco winning that point, and Ash is roaring. But once again, service issues rearing their ugly head, and the cutaways of MacMillan, the world's, or the tennis games, I guess, most famous biomechanics specialist, watching nervously. And a lengthy rally there goes to Gauff. We end up in a tiebreak in this second set. And once again, Aryna, the near court, battling, playing very well. She jumped ahead early in the second set tiebreak and would grab it easily, forcing a decisive third set. In the third set, no one could hold their serve early on. It's 3-2. Coco in the near court, approaching the net. Beautiful leaping backhand there. Incredible. You can see the determination throughout, and this crowd is cheering her on. You understand that. Past champion and American. She's got a lot on her side. They love her. But once again, service game issues. She begins the service game to close out the match with 4 consecutive faults, 2 consecutive doubles, and unable to hold. Now at 5-5. Breaks back and can once again serve for this match. And finally, Coco. She's won the 6 you need to win this championship. She had to fight hard to win this first match, and that's just what she does. Coco Gauff joins me now after a 6-4, 6-7, 7-5 victory in an opening round match that felt more like a later round match. There was a lot of tension that surrounded this. There was angst in this crowd, but they were pulling for you from the beginning until the end. Yeah. How satisfying was it, Coco, to get this win this way? Yeah,
it was really satisfying. It was a tough match, and Aryna played some great tennis, and, you know, I think for me, I needed a match like this to really test the waters. It's been a tough week of just changes and improvements and trying to find my form, but I feel like this match can push me into the right direction.
I was thinking about this coming up here today. I've spent basically my entire career covering golf, which is very similar to yours in a lot of ways. There are 4 gigantic events a year. It's a singular sport, and we've seen the best players in the world make changes with swing coaches, and I get it. When you make a change such as this, and you bring in Gavin MacMillan, and he's a biomechanics specialist, and he's worked with Sabalenka and gotten herself sorted out when it comes to the serve. Can you explain to me that doesn't necessarily understand it well, what it is specifically you're looking for in terms of comfort as you change to something that's different? Maybe it's very similar. I'm
Yeah.
interested in that.
No, for me, I mean, I think, you know, the way I was, well, sometimes like showed up today, but the way I'm trying not to serve, you know, it's when the pressure comes on, I was falling down. And then the change that we're making is trying to make it so when the pressure moments come that my only choice is to go up and for the ball to go up. And yeah, I think in moments it did it today and in moments I didn't. But I think that's more when I do it, the serve is almost always in. It's just reminding myself to make that change and honestly trust the new technique. Obviously in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I've served this way for however many years and, you know, I've not done too bad with it. So, but I do know that I have to trust the changes and stay with it. It's only been 6 days though.
How hard is that? Because that's exactly like Tiger Woods. You go through
Yeah.
a swing change, and it's like, how do you trust it in a moment as big as that third set when you're serving to close it out? Where do you find the belief?
Yeah, I mean, at 5-4, I didn't trust it, and the result wasn't good. So I was like, well, my way is obviously not the way.
Okay.
And then at 6-5, I was able to do that and serve pretty well at last game. But yeah, I think it's just going to take matches like this for me to connect it and connect the dots. This is the first match with the new motion, and it's only been 6 days.
Watching it with James Blake early, and he was mentioning, like, what was it? The miles per hour, I want to say upper 80s, low 90s. And then as the match is moving on, I feel like it were 115, you're a bunch of aces in that third set. Are we seeing the level of comfort, aggression? Am I connecting the dots correctly here?
No, yeah, you are. Definitely level of comfort went up as the match went on. So I started to go bigger for the seconds on the first serve. And yeah, I knew that she started to return better, so I knew I couldn't keep doing those serves in the court. But yeah, I think for me, it's just establishing that at the beginning of the match and that trust and then going bigger from there. But yeah, I definitely think in the next match, I want to start off serving a little bit bigger. But I just have to trust it and just see what happens. We're going to work on it tomorrow. And yeah, it's one of these things that I really don't have all the answers for everyone, for all the questions, but I'm trying. All you guys know is I am trying my best.
Well, and it worked out well enough to earn another match to continue the progression. I'm lucky, really, really blessed, Coco, to do what I do. And I get to go around the world and see the biggest sports and the biggest venues, and there's nothing like this place, particularly Ash. How would you best describe the value of this place and the weight that's behind you, knowing how much pretty much every person in this facility is pulling for you every match you play?
I mean, there's no crowd like a night session on Ash, and it's kind of funny. I don't know if people can hear on TV, but it never really gets silent except on set points or match points.
About that,
Yeah.
I'm watching tonight, and I'm thinking, quiet please, is that out the window at night here?
I think the refs don't even try, and honestly, I don't think there's any point to try. I just know, if you never play on this court before, it's definitely a little bit of a culture shock, but I've been lucky to play on it a few times, and you just know that going in. And yeah, I mean, I love it though. I think that it's, great for tennis to have, that's I think a right amount of noise. But I mean, when you have the crowd on your side here in New York, you literally feel invincible.
And it's propelled you on. You've won here. You won a course in Roland Garros this spring. And when you have won the biggest, and those are forever tournaments, those champions are remembered for all time.
Yeah.
I've seen how I keep going back to golf, but I'm just so familiar with it. I'm seeing how it can impact positively, where it can propel folks forward. I've also seen how it can almost feel like a mental finish line, and it's hard not to let it be enough for the year, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
What type of impact did that win have for you in terms of, man, this is great, what do I do next?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I won in 2023 U.S. Open, I felt, okay, I did enough for the year. And, also it's easy to do that with U.S. Open because there's no
September,
slams.
right.
No slams after. And this year, I told myself after that, I was like, the next time I win a slam, I want to, push to try to win another one in that year. And I'm not going to put, obviously, the pressure on this. But I think, to achieve the level of greatness that I want to achieve, you can't be too satisfied. I have to find the fine line of being proud but not being satisfied.
Well said.
And yeah, I think I'm one of those people that sometimes is not as proud of myself as I should be. Today I was very disappointed with my match, but my team told me I should be more proud. But yeah, I think it's just trying to find that balance between not being satisfied, but also not undermining your achievements.
That's beautifully said. And I think, look, if you win one, that's a lot. And then two is a lot more than a lot. And I think that hopefully there's reflection in that, right? That
Yeah.
in the moments where maybe you don't feel satisfied, I'm still the same person that did that, and I'm likely to do it again. Are those the moments that maybe you reflect upon?
Yeah, I think, and for me, it's today. I was thinking about that after my match on the year I won in 2023. I had a similar first round match, so I'm just trying to remind myself that the first round match isn't a dictative of how the tournament is going to go.
Right, but think about Isla. Think about who you're playing against. She had to play Serena in this same court, and everyone's pulling for her opponent for understandable reasons. And she was great that night, and she was great this night. But you were that much better. I hope as you leave here tonight, and I'm going to let you because you've been talking for quite a while. I hope you feel satisfied because you've earned the right to continue to take it out there, and this place will be behind you on Thursday. So congratulations on all of it.
I appreciate that. I feel like a lot of people online are hard on me, so I just tend to be hard on myself. But I appreciate
online?
that. Yeah.
Listen, the bozos
I would
on
love
the
to win
internet.
Yannick Sinner way like 1-1 every day, but I think these matches will make me better in the future for sure.